Man, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's when a client consistently late cancels. How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to go over what you should do when you have that one client that just doesn't seem to stop late canceling. Now, for those of you that don't know, late canceling is essentially where your client breaks their cancellation policy orders. So in your gym situation, you may have it in your contract that if your client wants to cancel a session, they have within 24 hours to cancel. But what you're also going to find is people will be canceling 30 minutes before, an hour before, as you're driving to their house. After you've been waiting for 5 minutes, you get that call or that text. Hey, sorry, I can't make it. Hey, sorry, something came up. Can we reschedule? So let's talk about how you're going to handle this. Now, the number one form of manipulation when it comes to late canceling is the client calling it reschedule. Now, you have to understand that you have to use tact with this, because in a service-based personal relationship, you have to understand that you're going to mess up sometimes too. So nobody's perfect. If somebody cancels like 23 hours or 20 hours before their session and they're not a repeat offender, you may want to let that go, all right? But if it's somebody that chronically and consistently late cancels and just flakes out on you all the time, you have to understand that they're not respecting your time. They're not respecting the fact that you only get paid, and I don't think a lot of clients realize this. They're not respecting the fact that you only get paid when you train. And they're not respecting the fact, or they're not understanding the fact that when they book a session with you, they're paying for the time. They're not paying for the workout. So I'm gonna give you a couple of things that you wanna say up front so that you don't have to deal with this problem as often. And I'm also gonna give you some talking points to have with your client after you realize that they're a repeat offender. So a lot of the issue is you don't address this up front firmly. When you first sign up a client to a contract, you're usually so excited that you've got somebody buying a big package that you just want to get the contract signed and you want to get things going. But this is the great situation for you to lay down some ground rules. All right. Number one is going to be a nutrition thing. You always want to tell them that it's a huge part of their success is going to be nutrition. That's another video. But you also want to establish, how this relationship is going to work, all right? That you understand that sometimes things come up, but I only get paid when I train. So when you cancel on me, I can't refill that spot, and now I'm losing money. So we have a 24-hour policy in place, all right? If for whatever reason you can't make an appointment, you have to let me know within 24 hours. Please do me that courtesy. Otherwise, I will be forced. And using words like that, I'll be forced to charge you because I can't replace that. I can't replace that session. It doesn't come that easily. And I want you to have your time. So have the client understand that this is a business. I will be your friend, but at the same time, don't mess up my money, essentially. All right. From there, and in the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I should create a video on books that you should read. That's going to be probably my next one. Well, in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey says that you should always talk about the consequences to people's actions before they actually happen, so they understand. So you can say you get one freebie. All right. No questions asked. Just a late cancel and there was nothing you can do about it, no problem, all right? After that, I will charge you. And, this just establishes you as a professional. When people respect your time, they're going to go out of their way. I can't explain to you how many times a client in my boot camp will text me and they'll say, sorry to bother you, when I'm, completely at their disposal, but they respect my time. So they're not just going to schedule an appointment and not show up. They're not just going to randomly call me at all hours thinking that their problem is automatically my problem when it's outside of fitness or health. So you want to establish this up front. Now, let's say you haven't established this up front and you just happen to have a complete flake as a client and they are now a repeat offender. Simply tell them that they're going to lose their spot. A lot of times, I don't know why, but this happens with somebody that has a prime time spot that you can fit anybody into, but they just happen to be the person that always claims the time slot. Let's say 7 p.m. at night or 5:30 a.m. in the morning. If they're consistently canceling, let's call this person Mary. You sit them down, you can say, listen, Mary, I haven't charged you yet, but you have to understand, you just go back to the money. I don't want to just charge you for the session when you cancel. But if we have an appointment, you're ruining my ability to make money. So if you cannot handle it, I either have to move you out of this time slot to something where, if it's my last session of the day, it won't matter to me. Or you have to accept the fact that I'm going to charge you, or you can at least give me the common courtesy of giving me 24 hours notice. And you have to sit back and evaluate this person's life situation. I have a client whose mom recently passed away. So she kind of has, carte blanche. I don't really give her much issue, but I will encourage her to take some time off and come back when she's ready. That's another thing. Sometimes people are just going through too much at that time and they just need a breath of fresh air. And while, yes, they will take a step back in their fitness, at least gives you time to find new clients. It won't strain the relationship. And when they do come back, the working relationship between you two will be much better. And there's nothing better than having a client that's motivated to be there, and it's just much easier for you to train them. So if you're gonna be signing up a new client, you wanna go over your ground rules first, give them, their consequences if they break, and go from there. If you have somebody that's a repeat offender, just sit them down, all right? Don't do this via text. Don't go back and forth via text with a client that's a flake, all right? Sit them down, have a face-to-face conversation, and have them understand that you're about to kind of let them go or move them out, and if they decide to go elsewhere, listen, you gotta let them go because they're costing you money anyway, all right? So, take some time, be professional, respect yourself first, and then other people respect you. All right, because really all it is they don't understand that you're a professional yet, and you need to kind of lay down the law. So I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, comment below. Subscribe to this channel. I have a new comment coming up. In addition to that video on books that I think every trainer should read, and I will get that going for you soon. So remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe. Stress levels will get rest, don't slap anybody. Love your clients, they will love you back. I will see you all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one. This is a higher end Lange Skinfold caliper, and what you have to do to take your client's body fat is pinch various sites on their body. A higher end scale that reads body fat anyway. Now this is mine. It cost me about $100, and it gives me a number of readings, including my weight, my body fat, my bone density, my visceral fat, the number of calories I need to take in per day. But Amazon will sell this for about $30. Perform better, I think, for like $69 with no difference. So I would go with Amazon. And essentially, you just enter in your height, your weight, your gender, and then it will spit out your body fat and your BMI.